So, welcome to my newest episode of Adventures at Your Doorstep. This one, like promised, it's really close to my doorstep. My actual house is like less than a kilometer down there, and the place I'm at is our local lake, the first and biggest playground during my children times. And it happens to be that just right over there, the second next house behind the White House was the house of my grandmother. So that's where I've been a lot during my childhood days. And of course, the area all around here, big playground for kids. In the summertime, directly at the lake. At the cooler times, when I will show you, that's all woods all around here. A lot of different stuff going on here. And it's not a big lake, but it's a nice one. And this place here is called the Children's Beach, because as you can see, it's not really steep. So even for the young kids, it's easy to get into the water, have some good time here. And I guess the most places where you can enter the water around the lake, it's mostly getting really quick, really deep. Oh, and we even have some decent fish. Oh, they're really big. So, the place around here, big playground as I said, and it happens to be just right there. We'll quickly walk over. In the older days, there were two main roads coming from the bigger city to my village. Call it main roads, but as you can see, blocked off nowadays, but it's like what, 3 meter wide. So this would have been the second most important part for the little bigger kids. Normally where this fresh tree comes out now, there would have been an old and big tree, and making his way right over here, and there would have been a rope and a wooden stick. Maybe some of you have seen those, and that's the place where the small kids became big kids, because then you would have a swing and you took some speed up here and use it as a jump into the lake. Pretty unspectacular now. Well, I haven't been here in a couple of years, so I didn't notice that the tree is gone. And then a lot of paddles fought here. Those days back we had rubber boats, 1 or 2 kids could easily fit in, and then we would have been here with 3 or 4 boats attacking each other, trying to push the other guys in the lake and then take over their boat until, yeah, we're pretty much tired. And as I said, all around here in the background you still can see the northern part of the Blackwood Forest, and then here we have a lot of woods all around. There's a lot of small ways like these ones with little gravel and stuff like that, not like tar or something, and you can cross by all the woods. And if you remember the days back when you've been young, like what, 10-15 years old, and you're going all these ways with your bicycle, it seems like you've driven way far than you thought it would be. Like 1 hour felt like eternity, and today it's just like an hour. That's how feeling of time changes. So, one more trip back to the former main road. But that's just a side note, right? It's 3.5 meters with nowadays cars, 2 meter wide. Just imagine the traffic going to the town and back every day. But the reason I came here is just a different one, and I'll show you in a second. What we can see here, it's just a really small canal. I'm really not sure what his purpose is. Unfortunately, they blocked it, kind of, and the water is pretty high. My plan was to go down there. Normally, as you can see, the water would be only in between these pipes, and it moves up all the way down there. We have all in the back there pumping station, and we have this little channel down there, and I would have liked to show it from the inside, because when we were little, this was part of our test of courage. So we would all meet up here at the end, and then one by one we would have to test our courage of how brave we are, and how deep we would allow ourselves to walk into this dark tunnel while the other boys waiting outside. And it's a little hard to tell from here, but maybe after 3 or 4 meters it's getting really dark inside there, and it was like kind of Schrödingers tunnel, because as much as you then from the outside cannot see the guy inside anymore, the guy inside can see the other guys outside. So while they're teasing him, you can go further and further and we still can see you and everything, they couldn't, and everybody knows it because we have been in there before and we've been out there before, but still teasing each other who got further in without ever knowing who got the deepest in there. So yeah, but that's from the little kids, and from time to time you could hear the pump station, the pumps working, and coming out of a pipe like this, the acoustic is pretty intense, especially for small kids. So that's a part. The lake is just right there. That's here in the main road. And the last part, and that's where the circle encloses, maybe for the reason why I'm a bit into bunkers, because this is a part of the woods where we would have played in, and there's a bunker hiding there from the western wall. I'm about to show what I can find. So just like 3 or 4 meters into the woods, as you can see, the normal layout of the woods, it's all flat here, right? There's nothing. For our region, it's all flat, except just right behind me, you can see this little hill. It's like what, 2.5, 3 meters high, and I walked around here. I can see only dirt, but I guarantee you below this is the concrete of an exploded west wall bunker. And when we were kids, you couldn't even get inside anymore. You just saw the outer walls and part of the concrete pieces of the ceiling. You can see there's some concrete here. Let's get on top. It's a little wet and slippery, but we know about that. And then there's already the road, as you can see. And all below this, I'm not sure if they put the dirt here on purpose over the years. It's going back like 32, 33 years when we played here. But it's a nice spot. You have all the forest here, all the trees, and then concrete building down here. I'm not sure, I guess there's one more down there, but the same. You couldn't get into it when we were child, but still the feeling of it was like, yeah, I don't know, would I call it cowboys and Indians, hide and seek in the forest like that, and then you're only listening to the noises you make when somebody walks and breaks some trees, some branches. And it happens to be that in the city we have a completed west wall bunker. It's sort of a museum. We will stop over there soon, but it wasn't there when I was a child, so it's nothing about the childish playgrounds. But this definitely is, even not with the dirt covered up, with the pure concrete. And we have these a lot going down the Rhine River, which is like about 3 or 4 kilometers this way. And then on the other side, that's France already. And on the bike tour, I discovered their bunkers still intact. But of course, our bunkers, after World War II was over, of course, they decided to make more sure this time there's not another war coming from Germany. And one of the first things they did was, of course, trying to demolish all these kind of stuffs, even though the walls and ceilings, they were so thick they could not completely destroy them. So at least they tried to destroy them so far they wouldn't be useful anymore for any war activities. And then, like I said, only 3 or 4 meters down there and you're already back on the main road. Former main road. Now it's blocked down for car traffic, but cars and walkers can pass on by there still. And maybe in some other episodes I can show you. This is going for all the villages going along the Rhine River. You will pass by fields like this, and then all of a sudden, somewhere in the field, you have a small hill, grass, tree on top. Makes absolute no sense not to put your harvest down there, except there's a high bunch of gravel below it and concrete pieces, so it's just impossible. And now at least it's gone, it's back, taken over by nature. One more time this little piece there, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, if you're like 10 years, 12 years, 13 years old, having woods like this, having a lake, so many long ways with the bicycle, especially on the warm days, you'll be out from dusk till dawn, I would nearly say. Thinking back of those times, we had only like 2 or 3 TV programs, so in the daytimes there wasn't any program you would have had a chance to watch, because just wasn't that time. So you used the chance to get out, meet with your friends, take your bike, and then have a great good time. I think today that's pretty much it. Having a little shorter video still. Like for the end, I'd like to remind you, life is short, make the most of it.